As India turns 70, on the buck stops here, we are speaking to eminent Indians on how India has changed over the years. Well, Mr. Narayana Murthy joins us now, co-founder of Infosys. It's always wonderful to speak to you, sir. You've spoken, you've seen the transformation of our economy and our country through digitization. How will digitization continue to change the face of India? Will we realistically, as the government says, be able to reach the last person in the last village?
Well, digitalization is all about leveraging the power of digital computing, digital communications, and software to introduce the paradigms of death of distance and anytime, anywhere. The beauty of digitalization is that it brings to the footsteps of every Indian in every village e-governance, e-commerce, e-learning, e-health, and a host of other facilities. But there are two major requirements for digitalization to succeed in an all-pervasive manner. First, hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. First, we have to ensure that there are adequate facilities to maintain these computers and these mobile equipment, iPads and things like that. And second, there must be adequate bandwidth, and routers and other communication equipment can be maintained to operate well. Unless we bring these two facilities, we may not be able to fulfill the dream of our Prime Minister to bring the power of digitalization to every Indian.
Mr. Murthy, how has the internet and social media had a profound impact on the way in which we communicate in our country? Is this, according to you, liberating and an expression of our democracy, or does the hate and anger that we often see online take away from what really should be a forum for meaningful exchange?
Well, you know, there is no doubt at all that Facebook, Twitter, and other such social media instruments are the bedrock of a vibrant democracy in any country. Such instruments give the power of expression to every Indian, irrespective of his or her wealth, her education status, her eliteness, as well as the power of their influence. So we have to welcome these. However, it is very, very important that we evolve by consensus a certain protocol for communication, certain protocol for using the right words, a certain protocol for not abusing people, for not trolling, etc., etc. Therefore, I think it's not the problem of the social media, it is the problem of the people that use the social media. And I hope that this media, which has brought enormous power to the remotest Indians, will indeed be used properly as an instrument of social progress rather than as an instrument of hate and anger.
Mr. Murthy, India and China have so much potential. Can our two countries truly coexist as economic partners and not as rivals?
I personally believe that the best way to overcome any strife between two countries is to enhance the trade between two countries. As long as India depends on China and China depends on India, let me assure you that all these strife and differences of opinion will take a back seat. Therefore, the task for India is very, very clear, and that is to enhance our exports to China and ensure that the Chinese depend on India for their success, then Chinese will treat India with tremendous respect, and similarly Indians will treat China with tremendous respect, and China will defend India's interests, India will defend China's interests, etc., etc. So the most important issue is to enhance trade and to create in some way what we call deadly embrace. That is, China cannot do without India and India cannot do without China.
Well, let's just hope that there is some thinking somewhere in our country and in theirs that we need each other in a world which is economically so dependent on each other. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Murthy, very much for joining us. Thank you very much indeed. We are completely out of time on this special episode of The Buck Stops Here. Goodbye.